Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. I am your host, John. With me are my co-hosts, Kyler.
Yo.
And Jacob.
How's it going?
Today we'll be talking about Marvel's Echo, and it'll be a spoiler podcast, so if you haven't watched it, well, we're going to be spoiling stuff.
So go watch it.
Go watch it. So the first thing I guess we could start off with is, I think, how did everyone feel about the show in general? Is it good, bad, blah, blah, blah?
I'll start. I'll just say I enjoyed the show. I didn't really know what to expect going in other than we had just seen the character at the end of the Hawkeye series. And it kind of just picked up right where that left off. And, you know, it's just a short, concise, like 5 episodes, kind of like a mini series. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I didn't go in expecting like anything crazy. I didn't have a high bar for it, but it was still enjoyable to watch. I don't think I really had too many negatives, but I liked it overall. And what about you, Kyler?
Also did not have any expectations going into it, and I was pleasantly surprised and thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think it's one of the best shows they've put out so far.
Ooh,
if not the best.
Well, surely it's behind
between that and
Loki
WandaVision.
season 1 and 2.
Loki's. We still haven't done that podcast. So season 2 was good.
Yes,
season 2 was amazing.
We'll
I don't
save
know
Loki
if I liked it or thought it was as
for
good.
another
Well,
day.
yeah.
So
All right, well,
I'm glad to hear that you thoroughly enjoyed it, because I do think this probably does rank, you know, on the higher end of the Marvel TV shows thus far for me as well.
Yeah.
I don't count Netflix, but yeah.
I only have one issue with it.
All right, and what is that?
Just the first episode. I feel like
Okay.
they should have split that into 2 episodes and maybe flesh things out or rewrite it a little bit. It felt kind of just weird, kind of scatterbrained a little bit.
Montage.
I mean, it works, but yeah, it was like jumping all over the place, kind of confused at times. Felt like they could have had like a young Echo episode and then present day Echo episode.
So like
Or
an
it's like
entire first episode where she's still like a child, and they really
Yeah,
flesh
or
out
not
the
even like a
backstory?
child through like Hawkeye maybe. Because it was like jumping from scenes we've seen before on Hawkeye and then like scenes that maybe got cut
Yeah.
from Hawkeye and they're mixing it with new stuff. I'm like, what am I watching? Is this supposed to be like a recap episode?
See,
Or it was
yeah.
kind of weird.
I felt that way as well while watching the first episode, but I kind of also thought, I was like, I think, John, you brought up the point, not on the podcast, but you brought up a point that like the Marvel spotlights were maybe supposed to be kind of like, you can just kind of jump in and watch without having seen the rest of the stuff.
Apparently, yeah, that's how they're
Yeah.
supposed to, but they chose kind of Echo
Which,
incorrectly since it is connected to everything else.
yeah, it might not have been the best choice, but also like I did get that thought during the first episode. I'm like, oh, I guess if you missed Hawkeye or you didn't watch it, like I guess you'd kind of be getting filled in on this character's backstory and like this montage.
Yeah. And they gave you everything
was-
you needed
yeah.
to know about it.
No,
So,
it was
like,
a good
it worked,
recap
but-
because I forgot about some of the Hawkeye stuff. I was like, oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah. And actually, you saying Spotlight right now just made me, it kind of felt like, I forgot the name of it. Is it Legends? The like recap?
Yeah,
Like
the
highlight
recap
scenes
series.
things?
Yeah, Marvel's
it
Legends.
kind of felt a little bit like that. at
Yeah, where they're just
times.
flashing everything at you, like this happened, then this happened.
Yeah. It's like, huh.
Okay, yeah. So we all enjoyed it. Cool. Podcast over.
See you next time. Time to play COD.
So I mean, the first thing we could talk about is how does everyone feel? Kind of. So the whole show is obviously based around Echo being Native American and all the Native American themes going on. How do we feel about that? Because for me, at least, besides like in school and learning about that through history, it was actually cool to look at some of the stuff. It was cool to see some of the culture when they did show it.
I want to.
But I thought, I mean, it like they kind of wove it pretty well with the character, in my opinion.
Is that a pun? Because she got a
a new
outfit
suit.
Yeah,
woven
no.
together.
Pun not intended.
Pun not intended.
Yeah, I liked what they did, and it got me. I don't know. I've been like recently kind of interested in like the origins of people and like migration, and how like Spanish and English like spread around the world and stuff. And it got me like really wondering about, or like looking into after the fact of like how America was like originally and like who originated from here. I feel like I kind of want to do a whole podcast talking about like the origins of like Mexico, since you're Mexican, John, and things like that. But it was really cool to see some of that stuff, and like they took a lot of like the native, what is it, the Choctaw tribe, the name of it?
Choctaw.
Yeah, there's like Choctaw mythology. It's like a kind of like Greek mythology.
Yeah,
They drew a lot of
they
the
took
story
all that. And
from.
then they used that for the What If episode too, for
With Kohori.
Kahori. Yeah.
That is a different tribe, though. But yeah, similar.
But like just a
I thought it was
similar
it's
kind of
Mohawk.
Oh, maybe
story.
Yeah. I was like
But,
looking at stuff for an hour after I finished it.
Oh wow.
It was
No,
really interesting.
I enjoyed being able to look at it because I don't know, maybe it's just because you're not really exposed to kind of stuff like that through when you're watching like Marvel shows. So it was cool to look at. It was cool to learn some stuff. Obviously, didn't go too deep into it, but it kind of gave me the same vibes of like Black Panther with oh my god, I can't remember his name.
Well, with the ancestral
Namor.
plane, kind of.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
like just the focusing like on another culture and being able to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it paid off really well in that final episode, with just kind of seeing everyone echoing through, as they said in the show, and then the reveal of like the suit that's kind of like representative of her tribe, and it's just I think it all paid off in the end.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think if we pivot to like the stuff that was kind of weird, like I wrote it down as an origin myth, and then before like the rest of the show, because it happens in episode 1, I was also like, is this like something else, like they're aliens technically or something, what's going on? But definitely felt more of like an origin myth.
Bro, that
'Cause,
opening scene was sick. That was
It was
like really
cool, but
surprised me because I like had no expectation. I was expecting to be like street level Hawkeye, Daredevil stuff, and you open with this like Guardians of the Galaxy weird alien tribe
Almost
stuff.
cosmic
I
feeling.
was like super
Yeah.
intrigued. Yeah.
It was weird, and like I'm wondering, obviously they showed us here, and if we see more, as long as maybe Echo stays around, I'm wondering if there's going to be more of like, okay, so that's their origin myth, obviously, but like, is it like these are cosmic beings that came from somewhere else? Like, are they going to expand on it or anything? Because either way, like if they do or don't, it was still cool to look at. It was trippy as hell, though.
It was.
No, it would definitely be cool if we got that fleshed out at some point and learning more about where they actually came from or the true origins. But yeah.
Yeah, no. Speaking of the first episode, it's like a minor complaint, but
I already know.
Echo's mom dying, they kind of like just like brushed over it. There was like no emotion to it.
Bro,
I felt like
at the end, you just reminded me of something I wanted to talk about. I don't know.
Go for it.
Well, this is related to the mom death scene. 'Cause you say there's no emotion, and they kind of brushed over, but they revisited it towards the end of the series. I don't know if this is like my writing mind going in and filling the gaps, but did you get the sense that because they established that her mom was a healer, that her mom healed Echo to keep her alive from the car crash? That cross your mind at all?
When they were showing that, I kind of did, because they also have a scene with her where like present day Echo goes back to like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, a spirit trip or whatever.
When she's talking in front of the outfit, you're talking about?
Yeah, when she got the outfit.
Yeah, and that's what I think it triggered. Like there was some dialogue that triggered in my mind. I was like,
yeah, I had the exact same thought.
okay,
But like they don't show it, kind of, because it's also like, I mean, the whole show is kind of like it comes to a like the high point of the show is just kind of letting go and moving on from grief and trauma. So like at the same time I got like, oh, maybe she healed her before she died, but I also felt like it was focusing more on like, I'm gonna heal your trauma because this is kind of where it started.
Yeah. I agree with that, John.
Yeah, and that's like when she was talking to her, we'll say in the real world, it like put that idea in my mind, like triggered emotion, kind of got me choked up, and then like a couple of minutes later, it puts the scene. I'm like, oh no, they're not going to show it, are they? But then they never did. They kept it very, very vague.
Vague, yeah. I would almost think she might have not, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if they were trying to do that or not, but.
But the thought crossed.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, crossed my mind and definitely triggered some emotion, at least later on.
But John, going back to your original question, were you kind of saying that they like brushed over it, as in we didn't get to see like a kid Maya's reaction, kind of, and like see like her breakdown?
Because I mean, it's just I think acting like what they're told and stuff, but like the only one that has a true like emotional reaction is the grandma, the mom, and then like I'm assuming it's her dad was just like and then
he seemed like he was a little like struggling to find his words when talking to Maya, though. Like you could tell he was like dancing around the topic of like, I need to tell her, but it's like hard for me to say it.
Yeah, maybe that's where I'm like, they should have had maybe showing something like at least some negative reaction, because I mean, I guess everyone grieves differently, but
I mean, well, they showed Maya like wailing in the car, but then she didn't know that her mom was dead after the fact, right? She just thought she was like hurt.
Yeah, she was asking her dad like can we tell Mama, or can we see Mama?
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell he was struggling with the words of like, how do I tell her that like the answer is no, like you can't.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are you like were you thinking Maya should be emotional in that scene? 'Cause I feel like everyone was grieving visibly except her.
I don't know. I thought so, but it also kind of, like I said, everyone grieves differently. But yeah, maybe I was just expecting like having a scene where like she's crying or something, or I don't know. It's just like, it was just a minor thing, nothing like pivotal. Doesn't kill the show for me, obviously, but
thank goodness.
Yeah, I will say they did kind of like, and I think it's because that episode though, like so much going on, it felt very fast paced. I was saying earlier, but I did feel like they kind of rushed through the whole origin of her leg getting chopped off, almost.
Yeah, they just give you a scene where like she's bleeding and then she has no leg.
Yeah, and they don't really.
The car crash, at least from what I remember, you could see like a huge piece of glass in her leg. No.
Yeah, it was there, and then it cuts to she in the hospital.
Yeah. So I guess that was enough for some. They're just like, okay, yep.
Yeah, like it. I don't know. They definitely established what happened, but it felt
brushed over,
unnecessary.
Okay.
Kind of just like oh yeah, this happened. This is so yeah. That answers that question.
I know it's a kid, but I feel like even as a kid, you just lost your leg. I feel like I'd be freaking the heck out.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I think like they could have maybe split that into 2 episodes and fleshed that out a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe that's where I'm also coming from with the emotion thing. It's just like it's a normal day.
Guys, Maya is just the toughest child you have ever met. So the leg actually didn't phase her. She said, "I'm going to get a better leg now."
Legit.
But moving on from that, I gotta say I was not expect, because I haven't heard anything. I just remember you, Kyler, actually being like, "Hey, Echo comes out." I was just, oh yeah, I forgot about this. I was pleasantly surprised to get a little cameo from Daredevil.
Yeah, that was nice.
But he was fake.
Unexpected.
He was CG.
Huh?
He was CG.
Oh my god.
He wasn't even there.
Still. And it's OG Daredevil, not She-Hulk Daredevil.
She. Well, I mean, he was doing the CG flips.
Oh wait, would this be after?
That was kind of been a flashback. That would have been before.
Yeah,
That was like before. A flashback to Netflix Daredevil. Spoilers.
Yes. Yeah, that was
all right. Well,
I also
or not.
Oh.
I don't know if they established the timeline or not. I know they updated on Disney Plus, but the Hawkeye or Ronin, I guess at the time, was in that scene. So I don't know if that's quite Netflix.
Well,
because that was before Ronin.
Yeah, I think that was before Ronin.
Daredevil would have had. So this would have have to be post Netflix, but not.
Oh yeah, because Ronin was after Endgame, or not after, but Infinity War. I guess during the blip.
During that time.
Yeah. I was thinking they were going to mention the blip thing, but they did not. So.
Well, guys,
I thought they.
I only watched the end of Hawkeye and Kingpin. Kingpin got shot in the face. So can you remind who is the villain in this one? Oh, that's right. He's not dead.
No, he's not.
He's not dead.
Kingpin,
yeah, that's a big.
Kingpin is just taking bullets to the face like a champ out there.
He's a boss, bro. Kingpin. That might be my favorite. Like, I don't know, villain or they did an amazing job
Netflix?
writing. Yes, and they did an amazing job writing his story and kind of validating his Netflix stories and his Hawkeye story, and making everything just come together and like work.
Dude, he's such an intimidating villain.
He was intimidating, but they like went in and like they like explored his like psychology and well, they humanized him too, but he's still like just super fucked up from his. Can we swear on this podcast?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, like screwed up from killing his dad, and then all that like generational trauma spilling in, and like wanting to kill Echo's dad and all this stuff. Like it was so good.
Yeah, it goes back to like the whole show being about trauma and letting go. And
yeah.
I mean, if we jump to the end, we'll save the end for later. But yeah, Fisk was very cool to see again, and it was cool to see because I don't remember a Hawkeye Fisk, but if I remember, it was like a little different and like kind of wacky, maybe. I don't remember.
It almost seemed a little bit more comic booky in like his appearance, and like he takes an arrow like straight to the chest and like just doesn't react.
Peels it off like nothing.
Just pulls it out like it's a toothpick, and Kate's like what just happened? But yeah, I feel like they did get back to like maybe a little less comic booky Fisk that's like just very intimidating.
Yeah. No, it was
I really enjoyed the end. I know you said you didn't want to like jump straight to that, but the trauma healing, like
when Maya uses her powers to try to heal.
I
did. Go ahead.
I was gonna say part of me, like the back of my mind when I was watching that scene is like, she was back like in his mind kind of, and like they're in the room and like he can hear his mom being beaten. I thought she was gonna
brutally.
Yeah, brutally, by the way. I thought when she was trying to heal him there, I thought he was gonna like overpower at that scene, and we were gonna see like just how traumatized he is from that, and like he was almost going to be like no, and he was gonna like hit her in that world, and then he was gonna knock back to the real world and like sending her back. Like that was just in the back of my mind. That would have been
crazy too, because that's like him beating his mom, like being just like his dad. That could have been like just an effective way to route it.
Part, like in the back of my mind, I was like, his trauma is like seems so deep, and like he's like such, he's got all this anger pent up from these past like childhood traumas that like I thought like one attempt wasn't going to be enough, and I was fully expecting him to just like knock her back in that scene, and then like set it back up for something else.
he's been like he is his trauma, like that's the character.
Yeah, literally, he keeps saying his dad's cuffs, like the hammer coming out of nowhere.
The hammer.
That's like
the wall that eventually in the Netflix one is he has it hung up like a painting. Yeah. Speaking of that, when she's trying to heal him, and then she's like, "Give me the hammer, let go," and he's like, "I'm not this person who you think I am," stuff like that. I almost feel so. Because he ends up getting it, like cuts away, like it ends, but I almost feel like she might have started to get him, but he might have not fully.
Yeah, I do think. Yeah, I do think he pulled away, and like that's why like he was kind of afraid and not fully.
Yeah, he was like. Yeah. I read he was like stunned.
Yeah,
he's like, "What did you just do? Why am I having feelings right now? I got to get out of here. Like,
get these feelings.
I don't know what's going on."
Because immediately he's like, "What did you do to me?" And I almost feel like you said, it shouldn't have happened in like one try, but I also feel like you never actually see him give her the hammer, and he's still freaking out. So maybe it's just that the fact that she brought it all up to the surface, where he had to try to deal with it, and clearly he didn't want to let go. And I remember watching that scene, I was like, like in my head, I'm like, if you take away his trauma, like who does he become? Because in my at the moment, I was like, is he a lesser character like going forward?
I don't think so.
Because
I think you're right. I think he broke free a little bit. Like the healing process kind of started, but then he like pulled back and was like, whoa. No, I don't think so.
I gotta be the mayor of New York.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's like, I'm running. Yeah, he's running for mayor of New York now, guys.
Wasn't his dad a politician too?
I don't remember.
No?
I don't think so. I
swear.
That didn't look like a politician's home.
That's true.
Well, no, I don't know if he. I feel like it was.
Rundown.
I feel like it was the Daredevil show. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't a politician, but he tried to run for something or something. I think
in Daredevil he did, and Daredevil put a wrench in that.
Yeah, like outed some of the stuff.
But I don't know if it was it might have. I almost feel like it was a mayor again, but I might be wrong.
Well, guess what?
It might have been something else, maybe like a senator or something.
Bill Fisk, political candidate for 3rd District Consul in New York City.
Oh, not as big as a mayor, but I don't know. He's just such a presence, and like just knowing that any little thing can make him unhinged. As we saw, if we jump to like, well, just like we saw that he's just like super unhinged, and he's just a beast. Because I mean, like, so like the entire show, when we show whenever Fisk is around, and like Maya and Fisk, their relationship, it's honestly like he's just manipulating her. But at the same time, when you see like the flashbacks where she's younger, he is protective of her, but it's like because he's Fisk, it's protective in such a violent way.
Yeah, it's for his own well-being.
It's mainly kind of like almost like he put himself in her shoes in that moment. Like the scene I'm talking about is the flashback when she wants ice cream, but she can't verbalize it because she's deaf, which I feel like we didn't mention, but that's like a kind of part of her whole character is that she's deaf. And then Fisk just beats the hell out of the ice cream vendor.
And then she kicks him too.
And then she joins
in. No.
Oh no. Making a monster.
Yeah.
Which part of me is like, did he fully manipulate her on purpose, or was it just like, this is the way I
100% on purpose.
Yeah.
On purpose.
100%.
Okay. But like,
and for his own trauma stuff.
I'm curious what'll move like the character development for Fisk is, because I just don't see him, like, even if he's healed a little, I don't see him being less violent.
I think
talking about Fisk, like in the future, right?
Yeah,
in the future,
think Fisk will be dead before he like is 100% truly healed and like a nice guy.
Yeah,
I don't think that.
I remember recalling old the Netflix shows. It's just like even with Punisher, he's just a beast. He went toe to toe with Punisher for like 10 seconds, but still. Since I did mention violence, oh my god, I was not, because I'm like, all right, Disney Plus show, it's still for kids, but man, I was not expecting all the violent stuff.
I honestly didn't think it was that violent.
Maybe
I'm desensitized.
Yeah, are we desensitized?
You don't think Fisk beating a random street vendor to death?
Well, he wasn't dead.
Not only that,
he was just like super fucked
I
up.
think he was dead.
He's dead.
No, he was moving at the end, like his head. When Maya kicked him and walking away, he was like,
yeah, but I don't think Fisk is gonna leave him there. Like that guy's gonna be dead.
True.
Are you sure?
Tyler's right. He did release some gasps of air when Maya came over.
Yeah, his head
but
was
then we go back to before she fought Daredevil. She snapped some dude's neck.
Yeah, some dude gets
but I mean
5 bullets to the back.
Wait, not only that, the one guy gets the roller rink spy dude.
He gets bullets to the back, and then he's fucking bloody face.
Bleeding.
Yeah. That was the most mature thing I think that was in the show, was him getting shot and that blood coming out.
Also,
but I mean,
a little tangent. Zane the villain, the henchman guy.
Yeah. Wait, is that the flamboyant dude or the roller skate?
The roller skate villain.
Okay.
The flamboyant dude? Are you talking about her cousin Biscuit?
No. Yes, that's not the right word. What do they call it? The straps
You're thinking
dude.
of the same
Over
guy.
the top?
The guy with the RPG.
Suspender dude. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna get a sniper the whole time before they showed the RPG, and I'm like, what are they planning to do here?
He was like, in case of emergency, I'll have an RPG ready.
I'm just gonna RPG everyone.
Yeah, Fisk is in there. It's okay.
No, but it's not violent at all.
No, yeah, pretty non-violent, to be honest.
I mean, it's violent and much more violent than the other shows, but it's not like
all right,
violent.
It's pretty violent.
I mean,
Kyler,
I'm thinking back to Daredevil and the other.
Parents are in the other room.
Actually, they can't, because you can only see it if your profile's on at TVMA.
There was. I think when was it the roller rink scene when they did a TVMA? Because I did notice that
they had the discretion in front of every episode.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't pay attention.
But I mean, back in the Netflix shows, they were chopping dudes' body parts off, and that's blood and gory everywhere. That's what I'm thinking. When you say violent,
bro, Punisher wasn't gory. What?
Punisher
didn't beat somebody with weights.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe it's because Kingpin's in this, and that's tied to it. That's what I think of when I'm thinking.
Compared to everything else Kingpin's been into, pretty tame.
Yeah.
I know we're bouncing around a lot, but it's fine. I did think, so she, at the end of Hawkeye, she shoots Kingpin, thinks he's dead. I did find it interesting that her plan, her kind of character motivation, if you want to say that, was that she wanted to be
the queen.
Well, she says it, Queen Pin.
Mm-hmm.
I did find that interesting. She wanted to take over. I almost would have thought that she would try to do something completely different. But I guess that the whole Hawkeye arc didn't really change her as a person. Yeah. 'Cause I thought, after being manipulated by someone and someone you think is a monster, you'd want to change. But she's like, nah, I'll just take over.
I don't think. Well, she was kind of still in pain and suffering. I don't think she was truly changed at that point in time. She didn't understand the extent of her manipulation and everything that Kingpin's done.
That's true.
And how her whole native history and just learning how the world works, becoming a good person, becoming a hero.
It was interesting to see how her powers manifested, because she wasn't in control of it at all, and they mentioned it a bunch of times that the ancestors randomly will pop in and help
when
you.
You need help.
until the end when she like kind of, I think it was like, yeah, she has full control of the powers. Which, speaking of her powers, what do you think? I thought it was okay. I mean, it's not like the flashiest thing, but it's, yeah, I thought it was okay.
I still don't necessarily 100% understand what they are.
Yeah,
To be honest,
I think we know the hands can glow and we know they can heal.
yeah, I know she can fight.
She can heal.
I don't understand the. I mean, yeah, I understand the fighting. I understand the healing. I don't understand. I mean, I guess she can shoot too, but like, does she always have those, or does she like amplify them and call the ancestors like an ultimate?
I think it's
or something?
almost. I think that what trips us up is when the ending is just like you see all the ancestors there, but I think it's more meant to be like you're taking all their maybe skills.
They're there with
Maybe?
you. They're there with you in spirit, you know.
So like how they showed off. Well, I mean, she's already been like a killer and a
I mean, all of her
shooter, but
all of her hand to hand and shooting skills, you know, she's got from just working with him for however many years.
if I did, maybe it's more of like an enhancement. And then besides, like she was able to activate the powers the same, like whatever you trait powers you want to call on her grandma and cousin.
Yeah, and they were able to break
I think-
free and kind of knock him, sock him.
I think the thing that trips me up is all the powers she's like had, I believe, except the healing one.
Yeah. Well, and even
And
past
like-
healing, she was able to mentally project, basically.
Are you talking about like seeing the actual ancestors? Wait, were they?
No, when she goes into fist spring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The healing, yeah, it's like a whole new power. It's like a whole trippy new dimension aspect thing.
Yeah, that's cool to see, though. I don't know. It was okay powers, I guess, even though they're not really defined.
Bro, if she can go into anybody's past and help them heal their trauma, she should become a therapist.
Holy, she's gonna team up with Wanda. Or fight Wanda.
No, I don't think she could.
Maybe that's
last
why
in a
I
fight
like
with
these-
Wanda if Wanda was trying to kill her.
Well, she can get in her head.
Okay,
I think that's probably why I like both
maybe
these
not.
shows so much. They like deal with trauma.
Do you have some trauma?
Deeply.
Yeah, do you need a
Yeah,
visit
probably.
from Maya Lopez to help you get over your past traumas?
Yeah.
I know a psych major.
Do you? Because
You
I
do?
don't.
Isn't it you, Jacob?
Oh,
Yeah, it's Jacob. All right.
I super like going back to Fisk, and you said you want to talk about this earlier, the ASL stuff. I
I-
liked the storytelling device of using sign language in Fisk, and the I don't know if the interpreter was there in the previous shows, but she was definitely prominent in here. And as a time when I'm like, well, man, this dude says he cares about his kid or Maya so much and all this stuff, but he doesn't even bother to learn how to actually talk to her. This interpreter's here the
Yeah.
whole time,
I
and then they
actually-
actually
I
address it
actually
the
brought
next
that up.
episode. Yeah,
I love when she
It was
brought that
super
up.
nice.
She was like, "You didn't even take the time to learn."
I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Kyler, I also want to point out you said that the sign language like interpreter was
Mm-hmm.
present in the show very much, but I also wanted to point out that they were all different.
Yeah.
Because they all
Yeah,
get
and then-
murdered.
And in her final, the final lesson is awesome.
Well, no, they
Wait,
were all
different?
They were all different.
Yeah,
Those were
I
three
noticed
different
that too.
interpreters. So I think we were meant to assume that he kills them all after they leave for the night.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is perfect because he kills her not in front of her, but like literally.
Yeah, like
down
oh,
the
walk
hall,
out the hall, and like
she's
oh look,
deaf,
we've got all
she can't
this,
hear.
we got all this plastic wrapping up.
I didn't
like we're
even.
Dexter.
Yeah, I didn't even
Mhm.
realize she's deaf, so she can't even hear.
Yeah, she doesn't know that they
yeah.
just died out there.
You don't.
Yeah,
She's
she
her
only-
crying for her life.
Yeah.
That's even more, dude. They made his character so complex and like just fucked up.
He's great.
That's such a fucked up thing to do.
He is a great
So
character.
good.
It's like I don't care to actually talk to her. I don't care about these. That's yeah. Damn.
Damn.
I did see online that people were complaining about kind of the way. So, kind of the way Fisk came back and like how his plan was just join me and like expected to her to, and his plan was just to leave, which he ends up doing at the end anyway. I thought that was okay. Like, I didn't really see an issue. I do think, well, like after you learn everything, how, I mean, he thinks that she's the same as her and that she's under her thumb. So like, and she's like such a great asset in the fact that like, I know she's like probably his like one of his top assassins or whatever, get shit done people. So it would be in his character to show up and be like, yeah, you gonna come back or what?
Yeah, I agree. It's
And then
totally in line.
and then why he took it so like personally that she's like, nah. But it goes back, I think, that part when he's when she says no and like he gets mad and kidnaps her family. I think it goes back to how I can't remember his name, but the roller rink owner,
Henry.
I think her uncle Henry, how he mentioned that Fisk when he tried to get out was like, all right, well, I'm gonna kill your family.
Yeah, because that's his
kinda what he
whole
goes to.
thing. He because he thinks power is what people obey him for, and
Want.
powers. Yeah, so if he establishes power over Maya, he's gonna get what he wants. That's obviously not true. And then he likes to dig into his little trauma and just kill everyone's family to make him feel like he does, and thinks that'll make him succumb to him.
Yeah.
It's it was really cool to see the talking about like his power, and he can pretty much get whatever he wants. The whole sign language interpreter live real time.
Oh, that
device
part when
thing.
he puts on the earpiece, that
Yeah.
was cool because I was like, how are they gonna talk?
Yeah, really like cool timing to introduce it too when you really want to like dial in and hear the dialogue, so you don't have to like read.
Yeah, and it was in like almost interesting, like a maybe like a story device where it's like, hey, this is gonna be a personal talk, but just between us, or him at least attempting to be more personal, and she's just not having it, pouring the wine down the sink.
Yeah,
Well, it's like he cares enough to get this device made, but not enough to just actually learn the sign language.
exactly.
So I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
that's just
another layer.
That's just a reminder to her being like, he would rather take all the steps to make this like high tech thing to talk to me rather than just learn sign language.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sign language throughout the whole show was actually like, I didn't have an issue with it. Thought it was fine. It was cool
and I can't
when they would
imagine-
swap from. I couldn't either.
I was gonna say I can't imagine people having problems with it now. I feel like subtitles and uptick in like anime and stuff, like it's not as much of a barrier.
Yeah, don't these
it
people
was
watch
before.
anime when you have to read everything?
Yeah, that's what is a bit of a different subject. When I went and saw Godzilla -1, I was like really surprised how many people were there in the theater. It was
Yeah,
like
I don't think
8-year-olds
people-
and families. Like,
Yeah, I'd say the majority of people
8-year-olds,
don't
really.
have
Yeah.
a problem with subtitles at this point.
I'm not a fan of subtitles, but I also like don't care if they're there. But for this, it was fine. It was also cool to see like when they would mute the audio.
So you're like in Echo's
like,
shoes.
you just hear a heartbeat. Yeah.
Yep, those are good. I like those scenes.
Trying to think. I feel like we got a lot. At least everything I had.
No, we didn't
thought of.
talk about what was what's her cousin or brother's name? I want to say pork chop. That's not his
Oh,
name.
Biscuit.
Biscuit. Yeah.
Biscuit was
Biscuit
an
I
was
love
interesting
funny.
guy.
Biscuit.
He was cool. Yeah.
I love, bro. I was dying when Grandma was delivering the mail and talking about our car, and then he rolls in. It just like zooms and yeah.
Yeah, like hoping she
Hilarious.
doesn't notice. Like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm going by.
His face, they just held on it. It was
Yeah.
that was a golden scene.
And then he's like
He was like,
negotiating the price of his own PlayStation down, trying to get money for the
Yeah.
truck. All right, $100 for the PlayStation.
no, he was great. He was a good side character.
Yeah, that's why I like all the characters in this show were like really well written, and they all had like their own little
They all had
development
personality,
arcs.
man.
They all had like they had personality, they had actual desires. It wasn't like a just character pretty much just to be there.
Yeah, Henry was good. I think Bonnie was a little like under, but she also was like not really that important in the fact that we needed her backstory because
Yeah, they could have made
Yeah.
Bonnie more like, integrated with some of the future stuff, being like basically best friends with Maya, but
Y'all want to hear something crazy? Potentially a spoiler.
Spoiler.
I thought I spoiled the series because I looked this up like in episode 3 or whatever. Bonnie
is
she has another role in the MCU.
I do know what the role is.
You do know? John, do you know?
do know.
I do not know.
She voices a character. He was also Native American.
Oh, does she voice the other one?
Kahori.
Kahori.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
I thought that was going to be a reveal later on in the show, but they didn't.
That she's Kahori.
are you sure? Wait,
Yeah.
are you sure they're not the same tribe?
Yeah,
Not-
Kahori's Mohawk.
Oh,
John was about to try to use that as fuel for his argument earlier. That like same tribe, gotcha.
no, I don't know. Yeah, like when they did the powwow in Tamaha or whatever the place is called.
Mm-hmm.
All that, watching all that, like the dressing, the dresses and all that, or whatever their ceremonial garb. That was cool to look at, and then how Maya blends in with it.
With her new threads.
Ooh, and then there's like a shot where, so for the origins, I guess, of the tribe, how it's like they're in a cave, right, and then the water kind of makes like a logo.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shot during that the powwow, that overhead shot that the people are arranged in the same
Oh, really?
in
Oh,
that
okay.
same logo. Yeah,
Nice.
so it's just cool. That was a little
Just a little nice touch.
thing. Yeah,
No, nice touch. Shows
And then-
I thought about things.
yeah, no, it was a good show. I like I said, I went in no expectations and pleasantly surprised. But
Yeah.
I think like they put in the work to make it pretty good. I'd say I don't know if I'd call it standalone, but it stands alone pretty well. Like, yeah, it sets up certain sequels, but it's not like they're gonna be a direct sequel to Echo
Yeah, I
necessarily.
think you could. Yeah, you could watch it as a standalone.
It's something I think
Yeah.
that people have wanted from Marvel, where nothing's it's like, oh, I gotta watch this to watch the next one.
It's crazy.
Ex-
Same
crazy?
people are going to, well, not the same people, but equal as many people that won't watch it because it's not connected to anything. Or
Yeah,
to set up
that's
future
yeah.
stuff.
There's no multiverse in this one.
Yeah.
You mean
Why
I'm
would I
not going to
watch
see an
this?
Avenger in here?
Yeah.
Why didn't Hawkeye show up? He hates Kingpin.
Yeah. Where's Spider-Man? They're in New York. Well, I guess they weren't in New York, but
Oh, why didn't Spider-Man follow Kingpin to Oklahoma?
yeah.
Is he dumb?
Yeah, he could have. He has Robert Downey Jr. tech. Just put a little
Exactly.
tracker on him.
Exactly. All right, guys. We never did a
Oh, we
podcast.
forgot one topic,
Oh, we did? Oh, okay. Go ahead then.
and it's actually one you brought up, I think.
Oh, okay. That's where I was about to head right now.
Oh, okay. Say it. Let's see.
Well, I was gonna say we didn't do a podcast on the Marvels, but in the post-credit scenes we have.
That's not what. I
Oh,
thought.
what?
Oh wait,
yeah,
yeah,
it is.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. We had
Yeah.
Kamala waiting kind of creepily
Wait, what?
in Kate Bishop's what?
Oh, you're talking about the Marvels after
Dude,
credits?
I'm gonna get interrupted. So
Wait. Are you talking about the Marvels after credits or
Yes.
Just
Echo?
said that,
Okay, I
yeah.
thought you were talking about there was another one in Echo. I'm like, what I mean?
So
Wait, there's after credits in Echo, or is
the
it just the
mayor,
mid credits?
the mayor.
the
scene.
plane
The
scene.
mayor.
I thought
Okay, so
I thought you were just saying there was
Kamala-
another one. Okay.
Kamala is waiting for Kate Bishop, and she introduces this like concept of creating her own team of Avengers and setting up for the young
young
Avengers. Now, Do we think Maya's too old for that, or does she find her way into a younger but not the youngest Avengers team here?
I don't think she's Young Avengers.
I think she's gonna be part of it, but I think the term young is more at this
just
point,
like the new,
like
the new
younger people, not necessarily like kids.
Because
Kate Bishop,
Kate and Kamala are both like kids, kind of like they're like Kamala's like out of high school. Kate's like, I think she said she's like 20 something, like young 20s.
Yeah, she's college.
Yeah, college.
Oh wait, how old is Maya?
Maya seems like she's like a 30-year-old out there, but maybe she's not.
Well,
yeah. Either way, do we think we're gonna see Maya in any sort of team ups with our other female heroes?
I think. Oh, and the other female heroes. Yeah, Elektra, because I think she's gonna be in like just the street level Daredevil section.
Whoa!
Yeah, when Elektra comes back in
Netflix
Daredevil
Elektra?
series. I don't know. I don't know if they're recast or something.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I do think we'll see maybe Maya again in the Daredevil story for sure. But do we think, because Kyler, you said there's people out there that only want it if it connects to the greater universe. Definitive, is Maya gonna be in the bigger universe here?
I'll say
so.
Yeah, because like in an Avengers movie, I imagine Daredevil is gonna show up in like other
I don't know, man.
street level characters.
I was hoping the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. showed up in every Avengers movie. Still waiting. So
yeah, they weren't canon at the time.
Nobody wants Quake. Get out.
Dude,
I want Iron Fist, bro.
Bro, yeah, why aren't they asking the immortal Iron Fist to help with all these like worldly threats? Like, he's immortal, didn't they know?
For real.
No,
bro,
the last time we saw him, he had 2 guns using his powers.
I would have gone crazy if he was in the after credits scene. I hope he's in Daredevil.
Oh my gosh.
I think they're like, nah, but who knows?
If it's a reboot, like, we'll bring this character back. I don't know, the way he was portrayed in the show, I just never, I hated that guy.
I thought it was fine in the show. The show just sucked.
Well, yeah, he's the way that like he would just be like I am the immortal Iron Fist, and like he's like constantly like holding himself to this like high standard, but then he just like goes out there and kind of doesn't hold himself to a high standard. At least that's what I remember.
Because he's a goof ass.
Well, yeah, and I feel like the immortal Iron Fist should not be a goof.
Well, I feel like different podcast.
Different podcast for when we talk about Iron Fist, which will never happen.
Bro, I'd like
sticking with Young Avengers, so that makes 3.
3
would it's right, Kamala,
Kate. I don't think Kyler's counting
Kate.
Echo. I think Kyler's saying no.
You're not
to the
counting
Young
Echo?
Avengers.
I truly don't think Echo is going to be a
Okay, it's
Echo's probably
you got Cassie Lang, whatever her, I don't know her hero name, but they definitely set her up. Ironheart, possibly, if they got
about Ironheart.
And then
Kate Bishop. They got Hulk's kid. They got Doctor Strange chick.
Thor's got a kid.
They got Thor's kid. They got Wanda's kids. They got I think Captain America.
Wait, Wanda's kids don't exist.
They do in her mind. I don't think those. I don't think those two would be part of Young Avengers. I don't think
Thor.
I think America Chavez.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
I think America Chavez and Cassie Lang would be the next most likely combo for Kate and Kamala.
They dropped the seed for the black dude, Black Iron Man. I mean Captain America.
Oh, the
Falcon?
the young one.
Nah, yeah,
the kid, the Bradley's kid. Yeah, Bradley's.
Yes. Bradley. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, that would be a cool one.
And Kid Loki, like the initial shows like had. I feel like that's what they were like dropping.
They're just like kids
like all
in
the
every
new
show.
young kids.
So we got a plan for later, and we could pick whichever one we want.
Yeah. It took That's why when I saw that after credits, I'm like, man, they're finally making it real.
Kid
The Young
Loki.
Avengers.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that
Another
one either,
kid.
but it's a possibility.
I feel like actually, you say
What about
Kate
Squirrel
Bishop.
Girl?
Yeah, are we gonna see
Wait,
a
who's
Squirrel
Squirrel
Girl
Girl?
in the MCU?
Oh, is this your
Squirrel
game?
Girl? Only like the best support.
Well, no, because I think Squirrel Girl. I think Invincible. I don't know if that's.
I think I have not
one of
watched
the
some of
names
those
is.
like younger animated, for kids Marvel shows, but I think Squirrel Girl is in one of those like animated shows. They, I mean,
Well, I
hey,
guess-
they could. You never know.
Only time will tell.
Smiles Morales.
All right, and that's it for us, folks. We're talking about Echo. Anyone have any last words?
Smiles Morales count.
Miles Morales could
No,
be
Miles
a young
Morales
Avenger.
does not
if
count.
That's
they
just
bring him
racist,
to the
bro.
live action.
That's not being
Bro,
racist.
John, he's literally got
He's
the young
literally
Avenger
a
tag
kid.
in Marvel Strike Force.
He's in college.
So is
He
Kate.
does have the-
So does Kate.
He's stuck in the Spider-Verse, bro. He ain't coming over
Okay,
here.
all right.
Okay.
No last words from me. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
5 last words.
Oh,
Loki podcast,
That was a
please.
joke.
That's it. Thanks for watching, listening.
Loki podcast. When you make us a new logo. All right, thanks for listening. Follow us on our socials. And
Wait, what's our socials?
Just check us. They'll be in the description. And then
How do I-
yeah. It doesn't matter.
Bro, you gotta
You
say
could-
it, bro. I say that and that's content brain, and I actually don't even know what our socials are.
It's because it does.
Oh wait, do we not have socials? I remember talking about this
We
now.
do,
Oh.
but because you guys are hating on the name, all right. We're just gonna end it here. Later, folks.